It's showtime, baby. It's showtime. Big news. Dame traded to Milwaukee. So my first question for you is, who is happier right now, Giannis or Dame's wife that he's not going to South Beach?
Dame lives the rap star life. He's friends with all the rappers. He don't need to be in South Beach. Hey, quick question. Is Jimmy Butler snitching?
You know, I saw a couple posts where it was like, ha ha, underneath, but I didn't see him joking. Like, I think he's really snitching. And on top of it, yo, if you're the pot, calling the kettle black, because Miami's been in the news, in his ear, publicly saying stuff since day one on this.
What about the beads in his hair? Because when you got the beads in your hair like that, I don't know. I can't really put my finger on you. It could be snitching. He could be going through something right now. He's salty. You ever seen anybody with those beads in their hair? I was in Flatbush 20 years, bro. I was in Flatbush 20 years. I never seen it in Flatbush. And if I don't see it in Flatbush, nobody's doing it. He had extensions, and then he got something else going on right now. He bagged Shakira, so he's, you know what these guys. They start walking in slow motion to the game in real tight clothes. They start acting weird.
Well, I mean, I think Dame's a good dude, but yeah, I think any NBA player's wife would be, you want him to go to Utah first. Milwaukee might be a top 3 spot, especially coming from Portland, where I lived in Portland for 4 years. There's not much temptation around there. And Milwaukee, I would probably assume the same, even though, to be honest, I haven't been there, even though I'm a longtime Bucks fan. What do you think of the prospects for this duo? How do you think they play together? What do you think the outlook is?
Bro, there's zero excuse for the Bucks not to win the chip. This is a championship winning team. They have 95% of the parts. Now they're just shipping Drew's going somewhere. But they're replacing Drew with Dame Lillard. So now you got no excuse not to win the championship. Because the only reason why they weren't winning more championships is because Middleton would start climbing up. But now it's Dame. You got to win the championship.
Like you said earlier, Middleton is a great mid-range player. You got Giannis, who obviously is unstoppable in the paint. And then now you got Dame shooting from the logo. It's like a football team that has Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. They got and a running back. You got all the levels covered. And so that floor is going to be stretched so far. And then you got Pat Connaughton and Lopez, who shoots threes at a ridiculous rate. And Giannis is finally going to get the space he really needs inside.
No, you got a double Dame and you got a double Giannis every game. And you're running out of players at that point.
And the other thing I think that maybe goes unappreciated, I don't know if there's 2 guys in the league that work harder at being great than these 2. They are super competitive. They're always working. I think they're going to make each other better and push each other because I think they're both so competitive. And I think that might be the greatest benefit to that is the leadership of the 2 of them showing out, raising the level of competitiveness in practice and in everything they do.
Dame assessed that already. So wherever he was going to go, he wanted to team up with a superstar that he felt was going to put in that work to get what he needs. You know, Dame wants a ring. He don't got time to waste. He don't want to go to a place where the superstars are a pain in the ass. He wants somebody who's going to put their head down and is going to show up every single night the same way he does. And I think Giannis is perfect fit.
That's what appealed to him about Miami more than anything is that culture Eric Spoelstra has built and Jimmy working hard, and those guys have some intense practices from what you hear. But I remember we did a podcast where we were talking about the whole Dame situation, and we were kind of talking about different teams. You were like, what if he got traded to the Lakers for AD, or, you know, what we talked about some different scenarios. And you were like, well, where would you like him to go? And I was like, well, I'm a Bucks guy. I have been forever. Portland, I love. But if he's going somewhere, I would love to see him on the Bucks with Giannis. And we both were like laughing, like that shit ain't going to happen. And when it happened today, I was just like, dream come true type of shit.
Yeah, that's actually what you said, too. You were like, yo, that's a dream come true if that happens. To go over what you were saying with the Lakers, and if he goes over to the Lakers, he doesn't know how he's going to blend and play with LeBron. He don't know that. Jimmy Butler, same thing. He doesn't know how he's going to blend it. This is a red carpet. Yo, the backcourt is yours. That's yours, bro. Go. And I got it under here.
If he goes to Miami, who takes that last shot? Is it Jimmy or is it Dame? You know, because they're both clutch guys. But it's different now because in going to Milwaukee, they're both the man. Giannis and Dame are both the man. They're both going to be that guy on the team, and they can be because they're such different players. They're not going to step on each other's toes. Dame and Jimmy, it's a question, right? Now with Dame and Giannis, like those guys, they're in two different worlds. They can both be the man on the same team. And we know at the end of the game, it's going to Dame. The one guy you can't go to in that final minute is Giannis.
This here is very clear cut. Dame, for the most part, he's not streaky. Giannis, same thing. Giannis is level. He'll have a bad night here and there, but they're both solid across the board every night. This is the absolute perfect fit. It was analyzed by Giannis. It was analyzed by Dame. It was analyzed by the organization, and they know they're going for a ring. And there's no better place where he could have landed. It was when we were talking about the Bucks. It was like make believe. It was like, you know what I'm saying? It was like it's not gonna happen.
So you think they're the favorite to win the championship now, or you think they got no excuses?
They're gonna run the Suns. They're gonna run the Celtics. They're gonna run whoever. The only team that stands in their way is the Denver Nuggets. That's it.
I think the Nuggets, the way they play together, is what kind of set them apart. And the Suns, granted, didn't have that much time together, and now they got a whole nother piece with Bradley Beal to add to the equation. But the chemistry the Nuggets had put them over the top. The Suns have vicious threesome, right? I mean, pause, but now with Ayton gone and Nurkic, first of all, he's hurt like 40 games a year. He's a terrible defender. He's a guy that's going to get you boards. He's going to take up a lot of space because he's a wide body dude, but like he's not a defender. And that's going to be a liability for them, especially if he starts having to guard a Giannis.
I was never a Nurkic guy. We seen him get washed. Not last year. I think it was the year before in the playoff run. He was lost. When it got to a certain level of competition, he was lost.
I still think the Nuggets and the Suns.
The Suns, they have the star power. They don't have the chemistry. If you notice, all those games when they were playing last year, it would be Dev Booker would drop 50 and Kevin Durant would drop 19, or vice versa. It wasn't where they were A and B each night, where somebody had 30, the other one had 35. To defend that, all you got to do is see who's popping that night, and then you just focus on that.
They don't feel like a complementary group, whereas what Milwaukee has feels very complementary. And that's what I think actually will also get them the edge to me over the Celtics, because Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they're still like who, when, like I'm not sure how they fit together. And now you throw Porzingis in and you lost Marcus Smart. I think for a team like Milwaukee, that's actually helpful. Miami, I think they're an 8 seed. They've had some good runs. They get hot at the right time. They play the right type of ball. They're well coached. They got a good leader in Jimmy, but I don't think they just have the weapons now to hang with Milwaukee.
How do you win a championship? You put a team together like a puzzle. You hope all the pieces mesh together, and you hope you win the championship. So the Celtics are still doing that. They didn't do shit. The Suns are still doing it. They didn't do shit. Miami Heat is still doing it. The Bucks are a championship team. Now you're just playing Jenga now. Now you just slide out Drew, then you just slide in Dame. It's not going to throw. Yeah, pause. It's not going to throw the chemistry of the squad off, and it's an upgrade.
I mean, I think the good thing, too, is playing in the East. I think you're going to clinch your spot, clinch your home court advantage early enough that you might be able to rest some guys and get some rest going into the playoffs. The West is just, those guys are going to go 7-game series the whole way, beat the living shit out of each other. And the East, it might be a situation where it's like first round sweep, second round 5 games, third round 6 games. They're not going to have the miles on them that the guys coming out of the West.
The East is a party. The West been hard all these years.
Looking at the overall deal, right? So let's pull it up. We got the Bucks got Dame, obviously. Blazers got Drew Holiday. I don't know that he's going to stay there. I think they're going to use him as trade bait either before the season starts or once the season gets going and either someone gets hurt or someone's trying to, need some help to get in the playoffs. Ayton's staying there because I think he's going to be part of that core group. I don't know who Kamara is. And then, look, these draft picks, particularly that 2029 first rounder, because the Blazers now are going to have Anthony Simons, Shaedon Sharpe, and you got Scoot. So that's a 3-guard rotation. Throw Ayton in the middle, who's, I mean, what is he, 22 at this point? And you got Jeremy Grant. That's a young but very talented, group. And then you've got some picks on top of it. You got some other young guys. I think this was a win for the Blazers because they chose that path, whether it was by choice or it was out of necessity because they couldn't get anybody to trade a superstar for that 3 pick to team up with Dame. But this is the way it goes. I think this is a good haul for the Blazers.
I mean, hopefully it works out. I think they could have did maybe a little better. They could have did a little better, maybe another pick somewhere. To me, it's decent. They did decent.
No, I don't think they killed it by any means, but I think getting Ayton to they've got a great young nucleus, a great young team now. They got talent on that roster, and I think Chauncey's a good coach for that team. As far as the Suns, like I said, Nurkic, I think, is an issue for them. I think he's big, he's immobile, he's slow. Grayson Allen, I mean, role player. So Nas, coming out of high school, I think was the number 1 player in the country. Never really panned out in college, but coming to the league, like people were pretty high on him in the Blazers organization, and you heard a lot of talk around Portland about him. But he's a guy that may not pan out. And then Keon Johnson's a good player, but I don't know that the Suns did much for themselves here, except get a little bit more bench strength.
The Suns, everybody here, the Suns lost. I think it's a way for the Blazers to release the young guys to give them the season to shine. You know what I'm saying? Let Scoot go in, go crazy. Let the other boys go in. Yo, go. It's your team now. Because it's hard to do that with Dame on the court.
Dame immediately, he had to have this already recorded because there's no Milwaukee references, no references to where he went, but he immediately dropped a track called Farewell. I pulled up some lyrics from it. Yeah, not as devout as I should be, falling victim to the flesh like I'm a kid or a rookie. Do I get in line with him or do I get some pussy? Yeah, this actually is what made me think of that initial question. His wife got to be like, Milwaukee. I said vows just to watch it end abruptly, let some people in, and now these disgust me. I learned that a wolf can sometimes resemble a husky, swear that you're their dog, then sell you shorter than Muggsy. So he made a commitment to the Blazers, saw it come to an end kind of in this abrupt fashion, right? Who knows who he's saying he was letting in that he clearly feels he got betrayed. Obviously, there's the GM, the coaches. I think this maybe comes to this decision of like, hey, you didn't get me the teammates that I needed. And I can't put words in anybody's mouth. We don't know what they means by all this.
I'm not buying none of this shit, bro. I'm not buying none of this shit, bro. I'm not buying. You know what this is? This is getting caught cheating, and then you tell your girl, "You made me do it because you always fighting with me." That's what he's doing right now.
No, but we talked about this. We talked about this last time because Dame did make it clear, like you guys, you either need to win with me, but I'm not here for the young rebuild. Like I want to go have opportunity to win a ring. And we both said we didn't see any issue with him saying that. The thing that some people are jumping to the conclusion is that the Blazers made a decision consciously to go and pick up Scoot with the intent of replacing him being the successor, the replacement for Dame. They picked Scoot and they made the decision and said, like, fuck you, Dame, peace out, like, go, But I would say on the other side of that, and I'm not defending anybody, I'm just saying, like, none of us know what was on the table for that 3 pick prior to the draft or for Scoot after the draft. Nobody knows what was being offered. And I don't know if anybody was offering that superstar that the Blazers were going to be able to say, that's going to make Dame happy. That's going to get us over the hump, especially in the West. The Blazers had a lot of gaping holes. They were not a good team. They weren't 1 star away. So how do you trade that 3 pick? You got to make a lot of trades. And they did have other assets, but you kind of had to see how the pieces started falling. If nothing was on the table, and then to go into the draft night, you got the 3 pick in a 3-player draft. Are you not going to take Scoot when he doesn't get taken? No, even Dame said that on It Is What It Is with Cam yesterday, right? Or a couple of days ago. He said, hey, I don't blame him for taking Scoot. Scoot was the one of the best 3 players in that draft, and they had the 3rd pick. I could see where he would be upset that they couldn't make something happen.
I had to take Scoot because, number one, Scoot is good, and number two, Scoot is marketable. So if I'm the Portland Trailblazers, Dame's 30-something years old. Dame's up there, and if Scoot pans out to be what we imagine him to be, they got Dame Part 2 on their hands to market for the next 10 years. These teams don't really care about your fucking feeling.
Take a look at this one.
I can never be replaced. They'll know sooner than later. An arrow pointed at who assumed it was greater. Amazing what I get in return for this labor. I continue leaving trails, but it won't be for the Blazers. Oh, to the fans, man, I love you. It's unconditional. Reasons for me leaving the city is nothing typical, so it's imperative not to believe the narrative. Just know that what I left is better than what I inherited. Oh, he's going hard at the I leave at peace because I know at the end this is business. Hope you remember all the things you got to sit and witness. In the future, man, I hope we greet with hugs and kisses, but you should know they're the ones who chose another mission. They're fishing. No, he said his piece. He said his piece. I mean, that's good. What he said is good.
It's funny because already, I seen these social media, Bleacher Reporter, House of Highlights, they're putting up a picture of Dame and Scoot with this lyric, I can't be replaced. They'll know sooner than later. Arrow pointed at who assumed it was. He's not going at Scoot. I don't think he has any problem with Scoot. He said he doesn't have a problem with Scoot. He said he doesn't have a problem with the Blazers choosing him in the position they were at. I think what he's saying here is like, you had a window with me. You had an opportunity that you didn't take advantage of, and I just can't be easily replaced. And he's right. I mean, they had a window for, 7 years, and they didn't move off of CJ. They didn't make other moves. They let some other things fall apart. They could have done something earlier on, but I don't think he's taking a shot at Scoot. I think he's saying like, "Hey, I'm great, and you guys fumbled the whole thing."
He's not taking a shot. He's fucking Dame Lillard, bro. He's not taking a shot at a college kid coming into the league. Social media, that's what they do on social media. It's stupid. That's dumb. Anybody that believes that saw that picture and feels that way, that he's taking a shot at Scoot, you don't know what's going on in life.
But I'm just going to say, Dame has been very loyal to me. I lived in Portland for 4 years. Dame was there, gave it his all. I moved in July, moved to North Carolina. Dame immediately demanded a trade. I knew he wasn't going to come to the Hornets, but what he did, he goes to my favorite team, teams up with my other favorite player. So I want to thank Dame for his loyalty to me. I appreciate it.
Now you got to move to Milwaukee.
Hell fucking no. His nickname is Cream City, which is a little suspect, but.
Whoa, I thought that was Atlanta. Whoa.
Yeah, they had uniforms that actually said it. They were like a cream color, and they said Cream City on them.
Yo. Oh, wow. Okay.
All right, there they are. The Cream City uniforms.
Who designed this, bro? For the Elton John collection, they sell it at Target. They gotta sell it at Target. Wow, bro, that's crazy. I would never sign with a team that there's a possibility that I could wear a jersey that says Cream City. That's something I would expect from the Hawks. I don't know. Shout out to Lukey. I'm just playing Lukey.
Don't piss off Lukey.
Our man Lukey is in some beef right now. Out of nowhere, he just dropped a diss track. But he made noise though. That's good. He made noise. He got phone calls today. He had to take shit down. What is it? Egg cream? Why is it? I'm gonna Google. It has nothing to do with the dairy industry, which is what I would have guessed is what you said. It's called Cream City because of the yellow cream-colored bricks that were first discovered and made here in the 19th century.
We're educational here.